Salvete, today we are starting lesson 9. This is Somnium Daniel de Quatuor Bestiis. It's another dream of Daniel's about 4 beasts. So we're going to go over the vocabulary and derivatives here today in this video. First we have lion, Leo, leonis, masculine, and as you will guess, in English we get lion from this. Next we have bear, Ursus, Ursi, masculine. An English derivative of this would be Ursa Major, which we've talked about before, the Great Bear constellation. Next we have leopard, Pardus, Pardi, masculine, and a derivative of this in English is leopard. Next we have beast, Bestia, Bestii, feminine, and in English a derivative of this is beast. Next we have rib, costa, costai, feminine. A derivative of this in English that might not be very obvious is coast. So I guess a coast is sort of curved like a rib. Next we have wing, ala, alai, feminine. In English there's a derivative alate. It's an adjective and it just means something having wings. So that comes from this ala, alai, feminine. Next we have power. It's potestas, potestatis, feminine. In English a derivative from this would be potent, which means powerful. Next we have meat, caro, carnis, feminine. A derivative of this in English would be carnivore or carnage. Next we have eagle, aquila, aquilae, feminine, and a derivative of this in English is a word aquiline, which means something that looks like an eagle. Next we have eye. This is a review word, oculus, oculi, masculine. A derivative of this in English would be like binoculars. So binoculars means two, you're using 2 eyes. Next is tooth, dents, dentis, masculine, another review word, and as you might remember, a derivative of this would be dentist. Next is heart, cor, cordis, neuter. A derivative of this would be cordial, which means you're friendly towards someone. Next is mouth, os, oris, neuter. A derivative of this is oral, so when you speak orally, you're using your mouth to speak. Next is terrible, and it's terribilis, terribilis, terribile. And I'm sure you'll guess that a derivative of this in English is just terrible. Next this is an adjective meaning made of iron. So a few weeks ago we learned the word for iron, ferrous. This means made of iron, and it's ferrius, feria, ferium, and it would have the same derivatives as iron. Next is he ascends, and it's ascendit, and in English a derivative of this would be ascend. A lot of the derivatives this week are very similar to these words. Next is he snatches out of, and it's eripit. And next is he eats, he devours, he consumes, and it's devorat. And a derivative of this in English is devour. All right, so that is the vocabulary introduction for lesson 9. And in the next lesson, we'll go over third declension neuter nouns. Vale.